So a new spicy scene for The Last of Us 2 has been leaked, and oh, this does two things. One, shows us how much of a cuck Neil Cuckman really is, and second, shows you how hypocritical Sony really is. I mean, the more that comes out about this game, the worse it's gonna be. I mean, this game is looking just dreadful. It looked terrible before, but oh, this doesn't help its case. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. Oh, what is this? Before we talk about this, I just want to let everybody know there is going to be a little brief spoiler of a scene that was leaked. So, for those who don't want to be spoiled, there's your heads up. So, apparently, a new leaked scene came out, and it's a very spicy one. One I cannot show you, but it's out there. it's out there. But Neil Druckmann has apparently self-inserted himself into The Last of Us Part 2, and has a fun time scene, as we could say, with the pro golfer Abby. it's so bad. So bad. And, it's one that you just have to see to believe. I don't know what was going on here. It's ridiculous, and it shows Sony's hypocrisy. But we'll get into Sony, talking about them in a moment. But Grum stated, 2D anime cleavage bad. Reviewers hate it. Cover it with lens flares. But this, perfecto. 10 out of 10 journalists will play again. Sony sure has a good eye for hypocrisy. Oh, and does it ever. I think we are finally learning absolutely everything is rigged in this world. I mean, it really seems like it. So this is what King Scrump had to say about it, and this is what Grums was bringing up here. So King Scrump said, how is this real? Ha ha ha. The leaks were bad, but this, Druckmann self-insert in a spicy scene with Abby the golfer. Oh, this got a 10 out of 10 from the entire gaming press. Oh, and the worst part is that he actually, this is real. This is a real leak. Oh, it shows Sony's hypocrisy as well. This is ridiculous. I mean, utterly ridiculous. And it shows that Sony lives for that double standard. And here's why. One person brought this up. As a Sinran fan, that's Sinran Kagura, I am deeply offended. This series was effectively murdered by this shit. And then here you see the meme, look how they massacred my boy. I mean, that's true. That's exactly what they did. Because Sony themselves, they allow a scene like this to be in The Last of Us Part 2. But when it comes to anime games, oh, they don't mind censoring those. Oh, no, not at all. SNK, the 40th Anniversary Collection, censored it. If you look at the three here, the three covers, you look at Nintendo Switch, you look at the Xbox One, and then you look at the PS4. PS4 has a bit of an alteration to the character's costume, considering that you can see the character herself. She's wearing revealing clothing. And then, of course, they cover her up in the PS4 edition. Sony, you're living for that double standard over there. And here's the big thing. This goes back to the whole censorship ordeal that Sony put in. Sony seemingly censors controversial Senran Kagura mode. Now, for those of you that are Senran Kagura fans, you'll remember that there was censorship. It's funny that PC and the Nintendo Switch, by the way, they didn't censor it. But when it comes to Sony, because of their new censorship policy, they censored it, and they've censored many other things. Now, like I've stated before in the past, I don't see any reason for censorship. I don't support that. I don't think censorship should be happening, but hey, it's Sony. Sony's going to do it because, they are going to listen and pay attention to the Puritans on Twitter that don't care or support anything they scream about because they don't care about it. They just want to ruin the fun for everyone else. So, of course, Sony, they're going to bend the knee and they're going to censor it. But it's funny that with The Last of Us 2, they don't do that. Isn't that strange? Isn't that odd? So let's look into this article. Senran Kagura Burst Renewal will not include its controversial intimacy mode on the PlayStation 4, which effectively allows you to get personal with, the characters, right? Of its questionably aged cast of anime characters. Previous installments of Sony system have included this feature, as does the Japanese version of the same game. Yeah, and if you remember, they actually halted this game for the PS4 to censor it because it was still in the Switch version as well as it was still on the PC the same. And so it was halted an entire month because they were censoring the whole thing for Sony's censorship policy. But then, of course, you get The Last of Us Part 2 with Neil Cuckman. They don't censor the scene, that spicy scene there. Sony, you living for that double standard. You want to talk about the big amount of hypocrisy here? That would be you doing this, Sony. Surprisingly, with that censorship policy, wouldn't you imagine that they would have to censor this scene of Neil Cuckman having a good time with a pro golfer, with that mad swing? Wouldn't you think that Sony would be over here like, oh, but we can't permit that. It's too much. We have to censor it. Oh, no. They don't censor that. And if you watch the clip, it's not censored. So isn't that interesting, Sony? Oh, don't think we're not going to stop calling you out on that one, because that shows your hypocrisy at its finest. And then you had Black Sage D with hashtag #InCensorship, which I think was great. What he stated here was keep calling Sony out on their censorship, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Because obviously this shouldn't stand, and it shows the double standard that Sony stands for. Because when you look at it, they look at all these games like Senran Kagura, and they're like, oh no, sexy woman bad, censor it. And then here's the thing. You let Cuckman over here have his grand time. Oh, there's nothing to censor about that apparently, because when it comes to Sony standards, that's up to par. No reason to censor that, right? Yeah, absolutely absurd. If it fits their narrative, oh, they're not going to censor it. But if it goes against the narrative, oh, it's going to be censored. Now see, that's Sony over there living their double standard. Whatever fits their narrative is just fine. But if it goes against the narrative, oh, it's the worst thing ever. And here was another really good tweet here. Yup, but worse. It's like if the DMC dude self-inserted himself into DMC, which that's Devil May Cry, and had a full spicy scene with the main villain after spitting on the corpse of Dante. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. I mean, that's exactly what Neil did. I mean, a cameo is one thing. There's nothing wrong with a director or, someone, actually having a cameo scene. It's like Stan Lee. Everybody loved the Marvel Stan Lee cameos. They were the one big thing in Marvel movies that everybody would be looking out for. Always fun to try to watch for those. And, they were just short little moments, but they were always excellent. You know what I mean? But then, of course, you got Neil, who apparently is so egotistical he has to self-insert himself here. I mean, this doesn't make Neil look any better, or Sony for that matter. And this is a great meme this person had. Mocapped literal F. Sony is like, yeah. And then it's like, you have an anime girl's breast, and then you just see, like, Sony just screeching over it. And that's the truth, living for the double standard. Not only that, but with everything that's been going on with Naughty Dog and Sony, they haven't made anything for this game look any better. And, with false copyright striking people, illegally doing the stuff, the media doesn't even call them out on it. And then, of course, recently, Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy, he himself had his Twitter taken down. It was suspended, all because he talked out against Naughty Dog. That and memes. I mean, he got taken down for memes. They don't even own memes. You can't do that, Naughty Dog. you got to be kidding me. You're not making your case look any better by doing this to people. And you're ruining people's businesses when you do this. Every single person that also retweeted it seemed like, from what I was seeing, seems like they had got struck with it too. I mean, seriously, Sony, Naughty Dog, you're not helping your case, but you're also ruining people's businesses. I mean, this is the way to ruin their business. Because, people use social media for business reasons also. And that's your way of ruining that. Nobody, it doesn't matter whether it's Geeks and Gamers or any other person, nobody should be wrongfully struck for something. There was no reason to do this to Jeremy, and Naughty Dog knows that. Sony knows that. But of course, they did it anyways because, they're all against anybody that's against their narrative. It's absolutely absurd. This never should have happened. You're digging a deeper hole, Naughty Dog. You are. So are you, Sony. You and your hypocrisy. And this is just hypocrisy at its finest right here with Sony. Sony's proven that. And they live for that double standard. And you know what? Those reviews are coming out tomorrow for The Last of Us Part 2, and oh, you better believe we're going to be talking about those because the shills have already spoken, but the real story comes out tomorrow by the gamers. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you are still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels, so make sure you are still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media, spread the word, and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you. And have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.